this is Hannah with Hannah Crafted Gifts, and I am going to be showing you what I made with the April 2021 So Cool Kit. I had to think of the name of it, from Paper Pumpkin. So here were the instructions for what Stampin' Up! Suggested you make with this kit. It made 12 cards, which is more than usual. I would say 8 or 9 is more common. But these are extra special cards as well, because of course you can see they're shaped like popsicles, or they're these half circle shapes to make watermelons and rainbows. So that was what was intended. And the way I do my paper pumpkin parties, which I actually just finished up my virtual version, I have my in-person version tomorrow. Who knows when I'll post this, so it may not be today or tomorrow. But anyway, we make one of each of the cards as instructed. I sometimes do that, and I sometimes just socialize. So today I sort of did that with a couple of the cards. Here's the first one I made. This is probably my favorite in the entire kit. I love the popsicles and the rainbow one especially. So this is basically as the kit instructed, just stamping the sentiment and then assembling. This kit was even more simple than usual because it was made with kids in mind, and not that kids aren't fully capable. Often they're more capable than us adults, but it did want to keep it approachable and accessible for all ages. So really, again, just stamping and assembling. The one thing I did differently is I didn't add the bumblebee thread, which is here, which I do love, and I did use this on other projects, which you'll see. But I thought just with that silver glitter paper, which kind of makes this look frozen, which is fun, and the sentiment, it was good to go. And that's using the Bermuda Bay, which was the ink spot this month. The next card, actually, I did have a kid in my virtual class today, my good friend Ray, who's 9, and she flipped her card horizontally, which I thought was a great idea. So I borrowed that idea from her. Thank you, Ray Brooks. And stamped in the old olive so that it would match this kiwi popsicle. And again, just used the silver glitter paper, no thread. So that was just how I did that one. I did not make a watermelon card yet, although I plan to, but I think I want to use that with some of our other fruit-themed products right now. So Stampin' Up! Has been doing a lot with fruit. First, we had the Berry Blessings bundle, I believe it was called, as part of Celebration, with the stamp set and designer series paper, which you'll see some of later on an alternative I made. And then, let's see, in the new catalog coming May 4th, we have some more fruit-themed things, which I won't say more about now, but lots of fruit. And so I'm probably going to be doing a fruit-themed class here soon as we get into summer, like a summer picnic. So I'm saving those cards to make for that. But I did make rainbows, and this was the alternative that I taught the class. So each one of my paper pumpkin parties, I teach an alternate that only uses what's in the kit. So if that's all you have, you're good to go. So I taught a pop-up card for this one. This kit, again, with the shaped cards and everything, it's quite specific, and so I had trouble transforming things the way I like to, but this is a thing that you can do in any card, is create this little pop-up. So hopefully you can see that, and I did use a retired, I guess would be the right thing to say, stamp from last July 2020's Paper Pumpkin, the Summer Nights kit, which was one of my favorites. That was my first Paper Pumpkin party because I loved that kit. That stamp that said, "You light up my life," because that seems to go so well with the sun and the rainbow. So I taught this little mechanism, which I actually learned. It's very similar to the one that Rachel Tessman showed on Paper Pumpkin Fan Club, so thank you, Rachel, to pop up the sticker that came in the kit. So you could choose any sticker, any card base, and then we actually used one of the rectangle labels that you saw on these cards to create that little prop-up, pop-up mechanism. So a technique that people can use moving forward. The other alternatives that I showed, I always like to show some things that use coordinating product. So if people do have more than their kit or want more than their kit, they can extend it. So this is using the coordinating ice cream corner suite, specifically the designer series paper. So I created this set of "You Are So Cool" cards because I love that pun. And of course there's even more puns in that ice cream corner stamp set that would coordinate as well. These all have the popsicles, so hopefully you can see that. And to make those popsicles, I of course stamped the outline, and then I recommend doing that in StazOn. And then I used a water brush or water painter and just the ink pads to color those in. And then of course I also stamped the little like spots of flavor or melting popsicle, however you want to look at it. So it showed some of the designer series paper, and of course if you didn't put popsicles on these cards, they wouldn't have to be ice cream themed. This could just be like very artistic, almost like paint splatter looking background with then the designs of the polka dots, the scallop, and the stripes. So I created that little set to share. I also wanted to show how you could use the envelope liner because these cards have great striped envelopes, much like the Ice Cream Corner DSP. So I used that for a background. So if you cut that, you can get this 3 3/4 by 5-inch basically piece of DSP, designer series paper. And then for these, I got this idea. Oh, I'm gonna have to reference it in notes on this video because I'm forgetting her name. But she taught me how to do this technique because I saw a picture of hers and reached out to her and she told me what she did. She actually used the Stampin' Write markers, so these, and colored on a clear block. I used the B block, I believe it is. Yep, because that just kind of perfectly fit the popsicle. So I would actually hold this on top of the stamped image that I stamped in black and then colored on top of the block, spritzed it with a spritzer filled with alcohol, and then just literally flipped the block and placed it on top of the popsicle and got that great colored effect, much like the popsicles in the kit. So thank you again for teaching me that technique. I will put your name in the notes because I am forgetting it at the moment. But I was really pleased to learn that and I really loved the way it turned out. And this I did use that thread on. And you end up with another little strip for the inside of that envelope liner, and then you still have the curved part of the envelope liner that you can put on the outside flap of just a basic white envelope. So you get this whole look with just that envelope liner and then some additional basic white cardstock, and again some additional ink. I will say I also used Wink of Stella. I don't know if that doesn't show up on video real well, but I colored, ooh, there you can maybe see it. I colored the spots in with Wink of Stella on all 3 popsicles just to give it a little frosty shine. All right, so second to last, this card was Gloria Wolf, I believe, on Paper Pumpkin Fan Club. She did something similar where she cut her watermelon card, cut off the watermelon front, and then cut it into slices, and I put a bite out of one of my slices. And this is that Berry Delightful Designer Series paper from Celebration. Now, when I get the Ice Cream Corner Sweet Stamp set, I'm hoping to use that, or maybe again one of those new fruit themed stamp sets from the new catalog, to put something on here like Happy Birthday, Hope It's Sweet. I think that's from the Ice Cream Corner one. And again, I won't say anything from any of the new ones. You'll have to check back on May 4th. I'm doing a catalog launch event if you want to watch along and be able to see what I'm referring to. So anyway, I'll put that sentiment here or maybe on the inside. But I like the idea of doing a slimline card with the watermelon slices. Also great for summer. This was a very summery kit, and it's a little strange for me here in Pennsylvania because it literally snowed the day my kid arrived this week. But the last thing I want to show you, I have already posted some online. This is what I used to tell people, like, yay, our kits are on their way, because there was a delay this month with the global shipping crisis. But I used the tutorial from Mary's House of Cards and More, and I made this ice cream truck, which I am obsessed with because I love little things. I love 3D, like, treat box projects, and that's what this is. So you have, like, the menu side of the truck. Notice the sprinkle background. All this DSP is from Ice Cream Corner Suite. It's just some cardstock in that DSP. So I've got the menu of ice cream and popsicles. Notice the waffle cone wheels, which I love. I used the stitched shapes dies for the outside of the tire. I used the 1-inch circle punch, which is retired, and those dies are retiring, for the inside of the tire. And then I used the small bloom punch, which is also retiring, for kind of the spokes of the waffle cone wheel. Here's the front, just some little lights. I used a hole punch to punch out the headlights and then just cut a strip for a bumper. Here's where you order, so, you know, can I take your order? More sprinkles in the pinstripes, and I did cut that so it's scalloped, maybe you can see that. So there's the order window. And then on the back, I cut out from, I think, just one of the catalogs, the Stampin' Up! Logo, for the license plate. And this is where it opens up, so you can see my brand logo there. But you can see how much space there is on the inside. You could fill it up with, hopefully not ice cream, because of course that would melt, but some little treats. Like I've seen ice cream flavored chocolates. That would be great in here. So that's what I shared at my class just to give further inspiration. Again, thank you to those who inspired me. And you can look in the description of this video for all of those references. And if you want to like and comment on this video, or the most helpful thing you can do for me is subscribe and share this with others who you think would enjoy it. If you're interested in knowing more about Paper Pumpkin or my Paper Pumpkin parties, please reach out. And as always, happy crafting.